So I was sort of that typical person who went in the gym, felt that more was better, and if I hit it with volume, something had to be working. And we did a longevity study. And in the longevity study, I got back some really positive responses. You know, you got good lean muscle mass, you're obviously in good shape, your VO2 max is good, which is your cardiovascular score. But by the way, Rob, just in case you didn't know, you have an aneurysm in your aorta that is probably being created by overtraining. It could simply rupture and have you be here. Contacted a couple of cardiologists, and the first thing they said to me is, this is serious. If you see a hill, turn around, don't even walk up it. So having been a lifelong athlete, having been somebody who prided themselves on working out and sort of being that individual, that was pretty depressing for me. So I went through about 3 or 4 months where I was really not feeling too great about myself or about my future. I remember that a friend of mine had been using a machine that NASA had developed to help astronauts who were suffering from atrophy when they came back from outer space. Because I started to read that they've been using them in cardiovascular centers and cardiovascular rehab centers. So I flew to Dallas, I met with this individual, and we started to do some testing on it to see if we could keep the pressure away from my aorta while being in a training environment on this particular machine. So I began to have this equipment in my house, and I was working out with it. And Connor was studying areas in personal fitness and wanting to go into that as an area of interest. Connor came to me and said, you know, Dad, rather than just having this equipment in our house and using it yourself for an hour a week, what if we shared it with others?
Really excited about it because it's so helpful, and actually I found what I was looking for. I needed something where I wouldn't get injured because I have I've had a lot of surgeries, back, hip, knee, and foot surgery.
Great opportunity for us to help people who have potentially debilitating injuries, or they might be overtraining, and kind of find that perfect middle ground. You can pretty much train anyone using this equipment. It's been super fulfilling for me to see the changes we've been making for my clients.
Personal touch is amazing. They're so good at just watching you to make sure you're doing everything right and that the form is right. And the science-based of the workouts, I really appreciate the research that has gone into it.
By taking all of the information that we can get from all of these pieces of equipment, because they are very data-driven, very quantifiable, we've been able to create the same stimulus in the body in 20 minutes, 3 times a week, that would normally take us 5 hours to achieve, making sure that we're getting the right dose of training, right dose of exercise, and done properly. That's why in here what we do is we have personal trainers on the floor at all times so that we can humanize the technology.
The science is amazing and different. I think the knowledge here is more than the average trainer. 2, there's results driven that they can guarantee, and they're willing to offer a rebate if they don't deliver on their promises, but they are guaranteeing results in 6 weeks, and then the personal touch to make sure they kind of walk you through it all.
We want to help an individual hit their own genetic potential. Right? What is your genetic potential, and how do we help you maximize that?
We're in an epidemic of stress. We're all working a little too much. We might all be working a little too hard. And I think we're constantly being told that more is better. And we're measuring ourselves against people who have crazy genetic potentials. And we're not really measuring ourselves against ourselves. I think it would be very helpful for people to kind of find what is right for them. And I think in terms of working out, the smart movement would be right.
That's the key. That's what we're really after here, is making sure that people just get fitter, stronger, and healthier so that they can enjoy more of their day-to-day lives, not spending them in the gym.